Hey guys, MSG Retired here. I wanted to do a little short video here on some of the fake and phony websites, social media accounts, so on and so forth, that are associated or want to be associated with Metro State. I had several subscribers send me different websites, different social media accounts. One of them is an Instagram account, and it's a Metro State Services. And on that Instagram account, there is a DD214 posted. Now, this is obviously not Jeremy's account. There's a lot of disparaging or things on there that don't bring a good light to Jeremy, which he's always looking for praise and making himself look good. So that should be a dead giveaway that it's not actually his account. However, this has got to be one of the worst, not even close, fake DD214s I have ever seen in my life. It's all I got to do is look at the name and I know it's a fake. So I'm going to show you a copy of it and talk a little bit about the different blocks in it and how they're broken down. And this one is this one is almost comical. It's so fake. But all right, let me just show it to you. And if you were ever to even think about believing this as being a true DD214, yeah, no, not even close. Here it is. So I've got a copy of my own DD214 that I am looking at. Now this is a member one copy, so it does not have an additional section at the bottom in regards to the service that was performed, whether it be honorable, dishonorable, general, depending. It doesn't list any of the discharge information or any of the classifications on it. However, everything on this document is in capitals. So they hit the cap locks, and it's also a very specific font. And this matches none of that. Before I even look any further, number one, I know the font's wrong. Number two, it's not capitalized. Block one, it's last name, first name, middle name, all spelled out, all capital letters. Block two, department, component, and branch. Well, they don't put U.S. Army. It just says Army. And on mine, since I had National Guard service, it was Army/ARNGUS. That's the Army National Guard. Social Security, that's a shaded area. And you can see at the very top where it says, any alterations in shaded areas render this form void. They X'd out, which somebody could have, if somebody had one and they were going to post it and they X that out, I would understand it. But it's not a shaded area. Under grade, rate, or rank, mine shows MSG, which is the abbreviation for Master Sergeant. They would not write out Major. It would be MAJ capitalized. Pay grade 04. Well, they got that correct. However, there's no dash in it. It would just be 04. On mine, and actually it would be 004, I believe, because mine is E08. Let's see. Of course, date of birth. They listed as date of birth. Reserve obligation. Now, there's some stuff that's missing here. It should have in parentheses under reserve obligation, there should be 4 Y's, 2 M's, and 2 D's in parentheses, and mine has all zeros after that. This one just says classified. That's bogus. We already know that. Last duty assignment. Duty assignments are not classified. Mine lists the last MP company I was in. The B block on that's not going to be classified. That's the station where separated. Mine says Fort Dix, New Jersey, with the zip code. Command to which transferred. It's not going to be classified. Everybody goes to the retired reserve out of Fort Knox. I know all enlisted do. Everyone is in the USAR Con Group, retired, 1600 Spearhead Division Ave, Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's what's on mine. There's nothing on this one. SGLI coverage amount 400,000. That's on everybody's. And then you go to Block 11, primary specialty, and there's a bunch of bullshit in here because it would list the MOS, then the name of the MOS. So, like mine says, 31B50, military police, and then it lists the years that you held that MOS. And mine says, what's it say? 21 years, 1 month. And I've got 4 other MOSs throughout my career that I bounced back and forth from. I was in aviation on active duty for a period of time. National Guard, I went back to military police, then back on active duty service. So I had 21 years, 1 month as a military policeman. Then we go over to record of service. This is a shaded area and cannot be modified. And this is just so dicked up. It's so the very first entry, 2007 May 30. I entered back into active duty on this current or my last DD214 in 2005 January 03. However, mine says 2005-0103. Not May, not October. And then you see when it goes to net active service, they have the months. And they should all be numerical months, not spelled out. Under foreign service, he's only got 6 months listed. 6 months, 19 days. Total prior inactive service, 3 years, 11 months, and 4 days. Yeah, just not making sense. My total prior active service was 16 years, 1 month, 17 days. So that's crazy. My inactive service was listed as was for reserve time and guard time, 12 years, 10 months, 28 days. Anyway, this is just a total crock of shit. So that whole section is incorrect. And then you see, you go down to Block 13, classified. Decorations and awards are not classified. Military education, not classified. Under my Section 13, my Section 13 is actually continued in Block 18, which is the remark section, because there wasn't enough room to put it all in there. And it goes by precedence. My Bronze Star, Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, 3rd Award, Army Achievement Medal, 2nd Award, Meritorious Unit Commendation, Army Good Conduct Medal, 4th Award, National Defense Service Medal, 2nd Award, Korean Service Medal, Southwest Asia, and then it goes into Block 18 because there's no more room. Under my military education, it lists all the schools I attended for this period or the immediate period prior to this. And that's also continued on mine in Block 18. Some of my classes, and it lists a year that you completed them. My non-commissioned officers course Phase 1 and Phase 2 are listed in there. My OH-58 helicopter course is listed in there. My leadership development course is listed in there, and it's got the years that I went through them. So now we're going to get down to some more meat and potatoes, and those are all actually shaded blocks as well. They cannot be modified. Of course, commissioned through Service Academy, mine says no. ROTC, it says no. Enlisted under Loan Repayment Program, no. And he's got yes, yes, but we know that's bullshit. And then no. And then accrued leave, 0. Pretty much the same on mine. I took terminal leave, so there was no leave carried over. And he says he had a dental exam. I did not. Mine says no. And then the remarks. And that's where it'll start up to, it'll say, subject to active duty recall by the Secretary of the Army, retired list grade. Mine says MSG. He doesn't have any of this stuff in there. And then it goes into my last imminent danger pay. Served in a designated imminent danger pay area. Service in Iraq from 2006 2007, and it's got the dates. Completed first full term of service, and then it's got some other stuff, and then it goes into my continuation from Block 13, where it says service medal with Bronze Service Star. That's in regards to the Southwest Asia that was chopped off in Block 13, and it just continues on with the rest of my ribbons, and then my badges, my combat action badge, my senior air crew badge, parachute badge, air assault badge, all of those items. And of course, none of that exists on this one. And then we go down, mailing address. There's a mailing address for where I went upon separation, and my nearest relative, which would be my wife, that's in Block B. I did request copies sent to in my case, the Massachusetts Office of Veterans Affairs, and also to the Department of Veterans Affairs in Washington. So those were sent out for mine. And he's got a yes to Massachusetts, really? And then no to Washington, D.C., which makes no sense. Of course, this was prepared while I was doing my out processing, so I was available for a signature. You'll probably never see a DD214 where a member was not available. I'm sure there's certain circumstances, but this one's all crap. And then there's an entire block. Now, on a member 1, it stops there. On a member 4, there's a complete additional section for special additional information. And the member 4 copy is the most important copy because it has the your type of separation, your character of service, your separation authority, your separation code, and your reentry code. Mine says type of separation retirement, character of service honorable, and then it lists AR 635-200 Chapter 12 for the authority. My separation code, RBD, and reentry code 4R. And then under, there's a couple of more blocks. It says narrative reason for separation, sufficient service for retirement, and I had no lost time, and my service, my initials in the very last block, Block 30 on a member 4. So this whole DD214 here is just a crock of baloney, and somebody didn't even really do a good job at faking it. It's horrible. It's just horrible. I've seen a lot of fake DD214s that you really have to dig into and look at to make to be able to verify that they are in fact false. The font being one of them, that's one that really trips them up. It's a very specific font that is used for that. Again, all capitals and numericals in the dates, and this classified stuff. You'll never see that on a DD214. Never. The only thing that's classified in the military would be certain operations, not your duty station, not your deployment, where you went, unless it, I'm not even going to touch on that, but usually you'll have a command where you're stationed. You may go somewhere else, and that might be classified. That's not going to be in there. But, yeah, just that's the most poorest excuse of a fake DD214 I've ever seen. But then again, it's on a fake or phony Metro State Services Instagram account. That's like there's two Motor One is Moving YouTube sites. One of them being the one that Jeremy started, and then the next one being the phony one that they've just been posting videos on of nothing but clips of him running his yap. You know, people do that. I don't get it. I would never make up a fake account for somebody I'm looking into because they make themselves look bad without it. Maybe they're doing it as a parody. Maybe they're doing it for the comical effect, because some of it is kind of comical, but for the most part, it's really not needed. It muddies the water, and it's really hard to do any type of investigative stuff when there's all these different phony accounts out there, and you have to sort through all of them. But anyway, I just wanted to bring you a real quick video. It's Sunday. Got to go to work at 3. But hopefully we'll get some information. I know he's got the court hearing on the 12th, so we'll be kind of snooping around, waiting to see if that shows up on live. They usually don't do the regular ones. They usually only do the initial appearances. But I'm sure we'll get some information on it really quick, and then I'll be keeping track of the court documents. I almost hope they let him out, because I really want to try and get him... I want to try and piss him off enough to where he'll actually call me or talk to me or get on, do a live. I want to talk to him about all of that fake crap he made up. The jumping Fallujah and hurting his back and a Special Forces major. And then when he gets caught in a lie, he said, well, I went to that in ROTC. No, that never happened. First off, you have to be in ROTC. First off, you can't be a convicted felon and be in ROTC. So, you know, the lies, if his lips are moving, he's lying. So that's just the way it is. Hey, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Hit the bell for notifications. Thumbs up, as always, helps the algorithm. And if you're out there riding on 2s, just be sure you keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, and as always, have yourself a great day.